We're live from New Delhi. You're watching DD India News, India's voice to the world. I'm Lipakshi Khurana. Coming up in the next hour. India's border security force kills at least 7 terrorists as alert troops neutralize infiltration bid by Pakistan along international border in Samba sector of Jammu. BSF causes extensive damage to the Pak post in Dandar. India foils Pakistan's attacks along entire western border, successfully intercepts Pakistan missiles directed at Jammu. Army reiterates resolve to respond to all nefarious designs with force. Ministry of Defence issues advisory to all media channels to refrain from showing live coverage of defence operations and movements of security forces. Information and Broadcasting Ministry launches hashtag India Fights Propaganda campaign, urges citizens to support and amplify this campaign. Key International Monetary Fund meeting today to review the financing facilities extended to Pakistan. India opposes release of funds, urges IMF to take facts into account before bailing out Pak. US Secretary Marco Rubio tells Pakistan Prime Minister Shehbaz Sharif to take concrete steps to end support for the terrorist groups, reaffirms commitment to work with India and fight against terrorism in a call to Dr. S. Shankar. Well, on to the details this hour. The Border Security Force successfully thwarted a major infiltration attempt along the international boundary in Jammu and Kashmir's Samba district as tension continues between India and Pakistan. Well, the incident occurred in the intervening night of 8th and 9th of May 2025. An infiltration attempt by a big group of terrorists has been tried, which was detected by the surveillance grid. At least 7 terrorists have been killed. This infiltration bid was supported by fire from Pak Rangers post Dandar. And earlier, Pakistan Armed Forces launched multiple attacks using drones and other munitions along entire western border on the intervening night of 8th and 9th of May 2025. Indian Army shared a video and said Pakistan troops also resorted to numerous ceasefire violations or CFVs along the line of control in Jammu and Kashmir. The drone attacks were effectively repulsed and befitting reply was given to the CFVs. Well, the Indian Army remains committed to safeguarding the sovereignty and territorial integrity of the nation. All nefarious designs will be responded with force. And notably, Indian Defence Forces successfully neutralized missile and drone attacks by Pakistan targeting key areas in Jammu, Satwari, Samba, Araspura and Arnia. According to the defence sources, the attack was repelled with 0 casualties, showcasing India's robust defence preparedness and real-time operational readiness. The Pakistani military action comes after India conducted precision strikes on terrorist camps in Pakistan and Pakistan-occupied Jammu and Kashmir as part of Operation Sindoor, specifically clarifying that no Pakistani military infrastructure was targeted. Well, let me tell you again, Indian Defence Forces successfully neutralized missile and drone attacks by Pakistan targeting key areas in Jammu, Satwari, Samba, Araspura and Arnia. And according to the defence sources, the attack was repelled with 0 casualties. I repeat, with 0 casualties, showcasing India's robust defence preparedness and real-time operational readiness. Also, the Pakistani military action comes after India conducted precision strikes on terrorist camps in Pakistan and Pakistan-occupied Jammu and Kashmir as part of Operation Sindoor, specifically clarifying that no Pakistani military infrastructure was targeted. And for more, we have Akshay Dongre joining us. Well, Akshay, many Pakistani terrorists gunned down in the retaliatory firing by India's border security force. Huge success by the border security force out there.
Well, huge success by all the wings of the armed forces, as we are seeing, first time probably in the world, the synchronization that is being showed not only by the armed forces of the country, but also the Indian internal security agencies such as the Central Armed Police Forces that are working under the directives of the Home Ministry of the country. The shooting down of all of the attempts of attack by the Pakistani armed forces show one thing, that the investment, the hard work, the indigenization that was pushed for has now yielded result in this time of this conflict that we are forced into participating because of relentless terror attacks that Pakistan has been orchestrating from its land. There is no exact figure that has been shared officially so far, but there are several missiles that were fired last night along with drones to inflict maximum damage even in the civilian areas to break the morale of Indian armed forces. However, that did not happen, and in fact, in retaliation, when all the missiles have been shot down, not only the technology that Pakistan has acquired and bought from Chinese has been given into the Indian hands, but also the debris of all of these missiles have also been taken as also a proof of Pakistani armed forces' involvement as far as action against, or rather attack against civilians are concerned. While we talk about the Indian Defence Forces, meetings at the highest level are taking place, among all the armed forces chiefs as well as the civilian leadership, our government of India as well, to ensure that the safety of citizens remains paramount, and the response is befitting to the misadventure launched by Pakistan last night.
Also, Akshay, we know that 7 terrorists have been gunned down there. Any more information about the operation? Is it still going on?
Well, operations are continuously going on, Lipakshi, because India cannot afford to give Pakistan a break to rearm the terrorists who are operating from Pakistani army's posts, or the army of Pakistan to strategize anything to inflict damage on the civilian areas. So yes, terrorists have been gunned down, and several posts of Pakistani rangers and army have been destroyed in the retaliatory strikes by the Indian army.
All right, Akshay. Thank you so much for all those details. And meanwhile, key meetings were held in the national capital amid the growing tensions between India and Pakistan. India's Home Minister Amit Shah convened a meeting with the top officials of paramilitary forces in New Delhi. Director Generals of Border Security Forces, Central Industrial Security Force, and the top officials of Ministry of Home Affairs are present in the meeting. Well, Defence Minister Rajnath Singh also chaired a high-level meeting in New Delhi to review the security situation along the western border and operational preparedness of the Indian Armed Forces. Chief of Defence Staff General Anil Chauhan, Chief of the Army Staff General Upendra Dwivedi, Chief of the Naval Staff Admiral Dinesh K. Tripathi, Chief of the Air Staff Air Chief Marshal A.P. Singh and Defence Secretary Rajesh Kumar Singh attended the meeting. And a crucial meeting of the International Monetary Fund will also take place in Washington today. Ahead of the crucial IMF meeting, India on Thursday hinted that it could communicate its view to the global financial body on its bailout package for Pakistan. Foreign Secretary Vikram Misri said India's executive director at the IMF will put forward the country's position during the meeting of the board of the global body on Friday.
We have an executive director at the IMF. Tomorrow there is a meeting of the board of the IMF, and I'm sure that our executive director will put forward India's position. The decisions of the board are a different matter. You know the process through which they are made. But I think the case with regard to Pakistan should be self-evident to those people who generously open their pockets to bail out this country. And since you are from Bloomberg, I think you would have the data on how many IMF bailout programs have been, very good, thank you, have been sanctioned in the space of the last 3 decades. And I think you would also have an idea of how many of those programs have actually reached successful conclusion. Probably not many. So I think this is a decision that board members have to take by looking deep within themselves and looking at the facts.
And the IMF Executive Board is scheduled to meet Pakistan officials today for first review of the extended funding facility. Pakistan has received several bailout packages from the IMF over the past 10 years. And for more, we have Debunking Pakistani joining us on this. Well, Debunking, how might India's intervention at the IMF meeting today influence the outcome of Pakistan's request for continued financial assistance amid the current scenario especially?
Well, Lipakshi, you see, Pakistan is a rogue nation that has been carrying out terror activities and giving shelter to terrorists from its own soil. It has been waging a proxy war against India through their state-sponsored terrorism for a very, very long time. And India has been very clear on this stand, both at the United Nations, the World Bank, as well as the IMF, that has been giving out, the bailout packages to Pakistan for a long time. And therefore, at a time when, these Pakistan-sponsored terrorists, infiltrated into India, as well as claimed 26 innocent lives. And, India will make its stand very clear to the IMF as well as to the World Bank and the other bailout bodies, the international bailout monetary bodies that have been giving packages to Pakistan to bail them out from a financial crisis that they are looming in. There's nothing to, in fact, the people of Pakistan are also very much aware of the situation there. The government of Pakistan have failed to curtail inflation, have failed to, give a quality of life to the people of Pakistan, and therefore they have been going with their begging bowls to these international bodies to bail them out or to give them some financial assistance. But when a country that has been waging war, proxy war through state-sponsored terrorism, how can the international bodies give them a bailout package or a financial package? Today morning also we saw a tweet from the official handle from Pakistani ministry asking for arms to the international bodies to give them money. They're going to the international body with a begging bowl to give them money to help them keep them afloat. So this is the condition of Pakistan, and and they want to wage a war against India. So therefore, India is making its stand extremely clear to the international bodies that no bailout packages should be given to Pakistan when it is carrying out these proxy wars. These monies that the international bodies are giving to Pakistan, it is being diverted to promote terrorism. And the world leaders unequivocally have stood by India in terms of with the terrorist activity that came at the heart of Jammu and Kashmir on the 22nd of April, when 26 innocent lives were claimed by these terrorists who infiltrated from the other side of the border from Pakistan into Jammu and Kashmir. So therefore, bailing out Pakistan is giving money into the hand of terrorists who will again wage a war on India and create global terrorism as a problem, as a challenge in the world. Have assured India that the world would stand by the side of India when it comes to tackling terrorism and to weed out terrorism from the world, from the globe, and especially from Pakistan, who has been harboring this terrorist for a very, very long time. So therefore, this IMF meeting is very crucial, because it needs to be seen whether this International Monetary Fund body gives a bailout package to Pakistan, and India will make its stand absolutely clear that you cannot give money to somebody who has been waging and raising terrorism on their own soil to wage proxy war, and it is very, very clear that it is a state-sponsored terrorism that Pakistan has been harboring for a very, very long time.
Right, Debunking, absolutely crucial meeting today. Pakistan literally begging the international community for more loans. Also, is there any indication that India may push for the renewed pressure on Pakistan through the watchdog FATF, possibly seeking to have it grey listed again?
Well, absolutely, Lipakshi. India has been pushing to put Pakistan under the grey list under the FATF, and it has happened in the past as well when Pakistan was put under the grey list in the FATF, which means that the foreign funding to Pakistan would not be given because the grey list in fact means that it is a nation or it is a state that uses the international money to fund terrorism, to acquire arms illegally and to give arms to the terrorist organization. So therefore, India would of course push for once again putting Pakistan under the grey list in the FATF, and it won't be surprised if FATF actually obliges to India and put Pakistan on the grey list, because it's for the world to see how Pakistan has been raising propaganda, has been carrying out proxy wars against India. We remember the 2001, 26/11, Uri, Pahalgam, and also the Pulwama attack. And therefore, Pakistan has not cooperated with any of the international bodies, nor with India for any joint investigation. All those are hogwashes that Pakistan had been trying to convince the international body. But it is no secret that terrorists like Masood Azhar, Hafiz Saeed, as well as Osama bin Laden, who were responsible for the 9/11 attack in the United States, was found in Abbottabad, which is in Pakistan. So therefore, it is no secret that Pakistan has been harboring terrorism on their soil and giving rise to terrorist activities across the world.
Of course, Pakistan will push its best. But Debunking, with Pakistan appealing to the international community for both financial aid and help in de-escalating tensions, how is the IMF likely to balance the geopolitical concerns with economic considerations in its decision?
Well, Lipakshi, of course, that is up to the IMF to take a call on what IMF could be doing. But of course, India as a country would be putting pressure on the IMF, would be negotiating through diplomatic channels with the IMF, the World Bank, and other monetary bodies at the global level to not bail out, to not give Pakistan. And we have made a stand clear. We have given them dossiers. The Pahalgam dossier as well as the dossier on the 9 terrorist attacks, the 9 terrorist sites that India struck down is a dossier in itself. The Indian Army in its press conference did give out extensive details about how these terror camps were being used to train terrorists, fund terrorists, as well as raise money from the international organization and preach them, teach them, and give them proper training for terrorist activities. And of course, the Bahawalpur in Sialkot, these are all the hubs of people like Masood Azhar and Hafiz Saeed, who are internationally proclaimed terrorists. So therefore, India has presented their dossier, and the IMF, it is of course up to the IMF, and we also, as we heard, our foreign dignitary, in fact the foreign officers, the Indian foreign service officers who are posted in the United Nations did talk about that India will keep its stand in front of the IMF and will make it clear that a terror nation cannot be funded by international bodies.
All right, Debunking, also Ministry of Information and Broadcasting has launched hashtag India Fights Propaganda campaign across social media platforms today, urging one and all not to fall prey to the psychological warfare.
Well, Lipakshi, it's a classic, the modern warfare where a psychological cyber warfare is being conducted by Pakistan. And, we have seen in the last couple of days, there have been multiple proxy social media accounts that have been propped up by the ISI, who is notorious for raising all these psychological warfare and cyber warfare, and they have been trained enough to put these social media accounts onto and infiltrate into Indian social media and spread propaganda and fake news. And of course, the Ministry of Information and Broadcasting have been categorically stating stating that we need to fight against this propaganda. The people of this country needs to, only believe what comes out from the official media handle. But of course, having said this, also, Lipakshi, we can perhaps say that our government, our ministry is being proactively pushing down all propaganda that the Pakistani government have been trying to spread. We have this Press Information Bureau fact check unit that has been continuously, pushing down, that have been striking down these psychological warfare accounts, these fake social media accounts propped up by ISI, and debunking those claims that have been spreading fake narrative against India to lower the morale of the people as well as the armed forces. But even in this front, we seem that India, today I have been going through all these social media accounts, and the PIB fact check unit have been successful in debunking multiple fake news that had been spreading since yesterday on social media. So therefore, people in India are also becoming much aware of the fact that we need to only follow the official communications channel, and of course nothing like following the Doordarshan network, which is the official broadcaster of the government of India. We at DD India and the DD News have been bringing you authentic and verified news from verified sources. So therefore, people who want to watch authentic news can of course tune in to DD India as well as DD News and the Doordarshan network for official news, and to get all latest updates on the escalating tensions between India and Pakistan. Lipakshi.
Absolutely, Debindu. I think you've put it very rightly. In fact, Debindu, also the amount of misinformation or disinformation being propagated by Pakistan on the social media, a battle being fought at multiple levels, including the cyberspace. What do you make of India's response so far? In fact, as you mentioned, that we have been quite successful in checking our claims, labeling them as fake news.
Well, Lipakshi, even in this front, the military front, we are hands down, we are way above the weight of Pakistan. So therefore, even in this aspect, both in the psychological warfare as well as the cyber warfare, India is well prepared. We are having multiple meetings, as we speak. The Home Ministry is also meeting the DG of the BSF, which is the Border Guarding Force of India, the CISF, which guards multiple important installations, the Civil Aviation Bureau, which is responsible for security at the airports. We also just got some news that Nirmala Sitharaman, the Finance Minister, will be meeting all the heads of the banks in this afternoon or late this evening with regards to the preparedness of the banking sector and the financial institutions in India, and how they can tackle the cyber warfare. So therefore, we are fully prepared to strike down Pakistan in every aspect that they are trying to keep the morale of the people of India down, or India is fully prepared to give a befitting reply in all fronts of war that Pakistan is trying to wage against India.
Also, Debindu, amid a lot of diplomatic initiatives being taken by India in the current scenario, US Secretary Rubio called Pakistan PM to end support to terror groups and reaffirmed a commitment to work with India and fight against terrorism in a call to Dr. S. Jaishankar today.
Well, the international community is, are talking with our foreign minister, as well as we have been briefing all our foreign counterparts about the operation Sindoor, which is going on, and India has been maintaining absolutely clear that we are not targeting any of the civilian areas. Our war is against terrorism, and India does not want escalation. But however, if Pakistan retaliates, India is bound to retaliate, because as part of its defense mechanism, India will respond. Like yesterday, when we saw some misadventures by Pakistan in the Jammu sector, India has given a befitting reply to Pakistan and have crushed all attempts by Pakistan to wage any kind of misadventure on the Indian soil. So therefore, the foreign minister speaking with his counterpart in the United States, or the foreign minister speaking to his counterparts in other parts of the world, is of course giving a brief about the current situation in India. And however, India is committed to the world that it does not want any escalation. What it wants is, of course, peace in this region, and also what India wants is, of course, to bring, in fact, to stop this, as well as, but however, having said this, Lipakshi, India's stand is absolutely clear that we are fighting against terrorism. Our fight is against a rogue terror nation like Pakistan, who has been harboring terrorists and terrorism for a very, very long time. And any misadventure from the Pakistani side will be met with befitting reply from the Indian armed forces from all sectors. Lipakshi.
All right, zero tolerance for terror out there. Thank you so much, Debundu, for all those details. And in the interest of national security, Ministry of Defence has advised all media channels, digital platforms and individuals to refrain from live coverage or real-time reporting of defence operations and movement of security forces. Well, disclosure of such sensitive or source-based information may jeopardize operational effectiveness and endanger lives. Past incidents like the Cardinal War, 2611 attacks and the Kandahar hijacking underscore the risks of premature reporting. Also, as per Clause 61P of the Cable Television Network Amendment Rule 2021, only periodic briefings by designated officials are permitted during anti-terror operations. All stakeholders are urged to exercise vigilance, sensitivity and responsibility in coverage, upholding the highest standards in the service of the nation. Also, Ministry of Information and Broadcasting has launched #India Fights propaganda campaign across social media platforms, as we told you. In order to support and amplify this campaign, all are requested to put up this as the profile picture on all official social media accounts of respective departments and media units. And now let's take a look at how Pakistan's media is twisting the truth about the Operation Sindoor. Well, Pakistan's mainstream media outlets have systematically twisted facts, misled their audiences and shielded terror actors behind a facade of patriotic propaganda. Nearly every major Pakistani news channel such as Jio News, Dunia News, Ari News and Samba TV have been repeating the same unverifiable, inflated claim that the Pakistan Air Force has shot down Indian drones. Jio News alleges 25 to 29 drones were intercepted without providing visual evidence or independent verification. Dunia News inflated that number to 32 drones. Ari News claimed 25 drones were shot down and also added drama by naming Israeli-made Harop drones allegedly used by India. Well, with no neutral tone and gross misrepresentation of facts, these are coordinated attempts to portray Pakistan as both the victim. There is no mention that these drones were targeting terrorist launch pads, not civilian zones. Also, Pak media outrightly denied Pakistan launching any attacks or harbored terrorists involved in terror strikes inside India. In fact, a barrage of coordinated disinformation has been carried out by certain social media handles in general and mainstream media, in particular in Pakistan, with the sole objective to instill fear among the Indian masses. This psychological warfare has been actively debunked for the last few weeks. Well, the Press Information Bureau on Friday debunked the claims of Pakistani social media handles, saying that a Sukhoi Su-30 MKI was shot down in Muzaffarabad, capturing an Indian pilot alive. The image of Sukhoi Su-30 MKI of the Indian Air Force being crashed is from Maharashtra, dated on October 14, 2014. Also, Press Information Bureau on Friday debunked the claims of an explosion at the Jammu Air Force Base being made in several social media posts. As per PIB fact check, the image being circulated is an old one. The image is completely unrelated to the Jammu Air Force Base and is in fact from the Kabul airport blast in August 2021. PIB cautioned people do not fall for misinformation and always verify before sharing. The PIB's fact-check unit also refuted a false claim of an attack on Gujarat's Hazira port by Pakistan. In a social media post, the fact-check unit of PIB clarified that this is an unrelated video confirmed to depict an oil tanker explosion. Well, the video was dated for July 7, 2021. It also urged people to not share this video. Another fake video of drone strike from Jalandhar is being widely circulating on social media. This is an unrelated video of a farm fire. The video has the time 7:39 p.m. while the drone attack began much later. Well, the Press Information Bureau has also exposed a fake video circulating online, falsely claiming to show a Pakistani MLRS attack on India. The video depicting a heavy rocket barrage is actually footage from a video game and has been available online for over 3 years. PIB confirmed the video has no connection to the current India-Pakistan situation and urged the public to remain vigilant and verify information before sharing. Well, another false viral WhatsApp message is being circulated about closure of ATMs across India for 2 to 3 days. The fact-check unit in a social media post debunked the reports, saying the message is fake. All the ATMs will continue to operate as usual. It also urged people not to share the unverified messages. Meanwhile, State Bank of India also clarified that all its ATM cash deposit machines, automated deposit cum withdrawal machines and digital services are fully operational and available for public use. The Indian Public Sector Bank also urges people to not rely on unverified information. It also requested customers to reach out nearest branch for any query or contact the bank on its toll-free numbers. Well, Delhi's Indira Gandhi International Airport has issued an advisory for the passengers. In a social media post, airport reports normal operations but advises passengers that evolving airspace conditions may lead to some flight schedule and security processing time impacts. Passengers should follow airline advisories and adhere to baggage guidelines and expect longer security checks. They are urged to check flight status with their airlines or the Delhi airport website and rely only on official information. Airport authorities are working to ensure a smooth travel experience. Well, in response to the prevailing situation, Indian Railways has announced the operation of special trains from Jammu and Udhampur. Train number 04612 is scheduled to depart from Jammu at 10:45 a.m. Additionally, 20 Vande Bharat coaches will operate a special train departing from Udhampur at 12:45 p.m. travelling via Jammu and Pathankot. Indian Railways has also planned another fully reserved special train which will depart from Jammu at 7 p.m. Well, Indian Oil Corporation Limited issued a public advisory on Friday reassuring citizens that fuel and LPG supplies remain uninterrupted across the country. In a post on X, it stated, Indian Oil has ample fuel stocks across the country and our supply lines are operating smoothly. There is no need for panic buying. Fuel and LPG is readily available at all our outlets. Help us serve you better by staying calm and avoiding unnecessary rush, it says. This will keep our supply lines running seamlessly and ensure uninterrupted fuel access for all. Also, while Indian political class has been putting up a united front, fissures are clearly visible in the political parties across the border in Pakistan. Member of Parliaments are openly lambasting Pak PM Shehbaz Sharif, calling him a coward.
अगर एक लश्कर जिसका सरदार शेर हो और उसके साथ लश्कर में गीदड़ हो तो वो शेरों की तरह लड़ते हैं। अगर शेरों का लश्कर उसका सरदार गीदड़ हो तो वो नहीं लड़ सकते, वो जंगे हार लेते हैं। जब आपका वजीर आजम, जब आपका लीडर बुज़दिल हो, वो मोदी का नाम ना ले सके, उसको आप क्या पैगाम दे रहे बॉर्डर पे लड़ने वाले उस जवान को?
While Jammu and Kashmir Chief Minister Omar Abdullah drives to Jammu to take stock of on-ground situation in the city, Omar Abdullah visited Government Medical College to meet the people who were injured due to shelling from the side of Pakistan that took place in Poonch. Abdullah's visit to Jammu comes after the city was targeted by Pakistani drones and missiles, and sirens raided all Thursday night. Well, the atmosphere in Punjab's Pathankot district also remained peaceful this morning following last night's drone and missile attack from Pakistan targeting the Pathankot air base. No reports of damage have been received from anywhere. The district administration has stated that the situation is under control. Early morning explosions were heard in Pathankot, but normal life resumed as residents rushed to buy essentials after power was restored. Residents said they had heard explosions during the night, prompting them to switch off their lights. Authorities urged the public to stay calm and follow official guidelines from time to time.
दिल दा माहौल तो बहुत शांत है जी, और जिहड़ा आम जनमानस है अपने रूटीन काम काज निकल गया, किसी प्रकार का कोई खौफ कोई डर नहीं है। सब भारतीय अज जय जयकार कर रहे हैं अपने देश के वीरां दे उत्ते कि जिन्हां ने अपनी बहादुरी का परिचय दिंदे होए पाकिस्तान नूं मूंह तोड़ जवाब दिता है।
हिंदुस्तान की जिहड़ी सेना हैगी ਉਹਦੇ ਤੇ ਸਾਰੇ ਹਿੰਦੁਸਤਾਨੀਆਂ ਨੂੰ ਬਹੁਤ ਗਰਵ ਹੈਗਾ ਕਿ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਦਾ ਮੂੰਹ ਤੋੜ ਜਵਾਬ ਦਿੱਤਾ ਗਿਆ ਤੇ ਮੇਰੀ ਲੋਕਾਂ ਦੇ ਅੱਗੇ ਵੀ ਇੱਕ ਅਪੀਲ ਹੈਗੀ ਹੈ ਕਿ ਕਿਸੇ ਵੀ ਤਰ੍ਹਾਂ ਦੀ ਅਫਵਾਹਾਂ ਦੇ ਉੱਤੇ ਵਿਸ਼ਵਾਸ ਨਾ ਰੱਖਣ। ਲੋਕੀ ਆਪਣੇ ਕੰਮਕਾਜ ਕਰ ਰਹੇ ਜਿੰਨਾ ਦਿਨਚਰਿਆ ਹੈਗੀ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਦੀ ਦਿਨਚਰਿਆ ਆਪਣੀ ਆਮ ਹੈਗੀ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਦੀ।
And Shabir Dar joins us on the phone line from Srinagar for more. Well, Shabir, there have been intense exchanges of fire in the border areas of Jammu and Kashmir. What is the current condition along the border? And is Pakistan repeatedly breaching the ceasefire agreement out there?
Yeah, there has been incessant ceasefire violations by the Pakistan in the line of control, particularly in Uri and Tangar sector, where reports say that one lady in Uri has succumbed to the injuries after she was hit by, a live mortar by from Pakistan. So there is definitely, a situation on borders as hundreds of people have been evacuated to the safer areas by the administration. Chief Minister Omar Abdullah this morning drove to Jammu to take access of the situation in the area post last night, aerial strikes, failed aerial strikes by the Pakistan. So similarly, the Lieutenant Governor Manoj Sinha is in Uri to take, stock of the situation and assure people that government is with them, with the security forces, the armed forces, and the civil administration is with them. He is meeting people. He is assuring the community leaders to stand firm with our army and security forces in this hour of crisis, in this hour of need. So obviously, both Chief Minister and the Lieutenant Governor are, taking it on, from the front to assure people that they need not to worry and panic, despite Pakistan making every effort to, violate this ceasefire violation on LOC and resulting to unprovoked, firing and mortar shells. Yes.
Right. Shabir, also Jammu and Kashmir Chief Minister Omar Abdullah visited the Government Medical College Hospital in Jammu, also assessing the security situation.
Yeah, he has met the injured in the hospital who have received, minor injuries in last night, strikes by the infiltrators. So he is actually assessing the situation overall in the area and meeting people, be it injured or the community leaders, to assure them that our security forces are with them in this hour of need.
Right. Also, Shabir, how are the authorities managing the ongoing tension in the region so that there is no panic in the civilians?
Yeah, every effort is being made that the people, don't panic, because this is the age of, misinformation, and there are a lot of, videos circulating in the social media which do create panic. But authorities are acting tough on the fake news peddlers and, people who resort to misinformation. So community leaders, religious leaders, and the influencers are being roped in to give a message to the people that security forces, armed forces, and the governments are in unison with the people. They are ensuring that no fake news gets in the public opinion. So this is a challenge people are, administration facing in this hour. But hopefully, the people are staying calm, and they are cooperating with the administration. Vis-a-vis following the guidelines and advisories in this time of need.
Absolutely. Thank you so much, Shabir, for all those details from Srinagar. And time now for a short break. We'll be back in a while. Welcome back. You're watching DD India News. I'm Lipakshi Quran, and moving on, the Punjab government has launched a full-scale review of emergency services in the border districts. 10 cabinet ministers have been deployed to assess critical infrastructure and ensure readiness of essential services. Ministers will conduct inspections of hospitals and fire stations while also reviewing the availability of ration supplies and other emergency services. Also, the Chandigarh administration sounded an air raid siren early in the morning, urging residents to stay indoors as tensions between India and Pakistan escalated. The alert was lifted about an hour later. Chandigarh serves as the shared capital of Punjab and Haryana. Meanwhile, officials in Punjab's Mohali district, which borders Chandigarh, issued an alert for the nearby residents. And for more, we have Gurmeet Singh joining us from Jalandhar. Well, Gurmeet, we know that Punjab government has launched a full-scale review of emergency services. Could you give us more details on that?
Yeah, Lipakshi, Punjab government has decided to check the emergency response system, and for that the 10 cabinet ministers, as you have already told our viewers, have been deputed in the various border areas. First of all, I would like to let our viewers know Punjab cabinet minister Kuldeep Singh Dhaliwal and Mohinder Bhagat have been asked to go to Amritsar, which is a border area, and another minister, Laljit Singh Bhullar, who is the transport minister in Punjab, and Harbhajan Singh ETO have been asked to go to Taran Taran, where they will check the emergency response system and the hospitals and other infrastructure. And other ministers like Gurmeet Singh Khuddia and Hardeep Mundia, they will go to Firozpur, and Dr. Baljit Kaur and Tarun Preet Sondh will they will go to Fazilka, and Lalchand Kataruchak and the other minister will go to Gurdaspur. So all these ministers have been asked to take stock of the latest situation and emergency response system. In addition to this, we want to tell our viewers that in Bathinda, what happened last night was quite different from the other days. Yesterday at about 45 minutes past 10, the people, the locals they have told that they heard about 4 blasts in the area, and after that in the fields of Bir Tala village, they have found debris which is believed to be the debris of the missile attack, the failed attempt of Pakistan carried out yesterday night. And also there is another village in Bathinda, that is Tungwali village, where the debris which is believed to be the debris of Pakistan's missile has been found. However, it has been clarified by the district administration that there are rumors about the Lal Singh Basti wala area where the missile attack has taken place. These rumors are very much on the social media, and the local administration has told that the people should not believe on it because this is totally fake. And on the other side, I would like to discuss about Pathankot also, where yesterday night the people heard about 5 blasts. And as per the input we have been getting, that in Jugyal area people heard 5 blasts, and in Jandwal area people heard blast, and in the morning time also at about 4:30 in the morning people heard 3 blasts in the area, and at 5 a.m. in the morning people heard 2 blasts. So in the whole night there was a blackout imposed in Pathankot, Amritsar, Gurdaspur and other border areas including Chandigarh, Mohali, Patiala and Kapurthala. And if we talk about the misinformation that is taking place at this point in time on social media, lot of misinformation is being spread, and specifically about Jalandhar, the misinformation was circulating on the social media regarding a drone strike attack in Jalandhar, and there was a video which was circulating, and it was busted by the PIB fact check, and the fact came out that this video is unrelated to the incident because it was showing the time that is 39 minutes past 7. However, the incident which is reported that took place later. So I would like to tell our viewers about Faridkot also, where we are getting input that last night people heard 1 blast sound in Gugiana area, and after that, as a precautionary measure, the local administration has shut down the internet services, which is restored now. And in addition to this, if we talk about Chandigarh, in the today morning, there were air raid sirens that were sounded in Chandigarh by the Air Force Station as a precautionary measure, and people were told to stay inside, not to go out, and if they are traveling somewhere, so it was told that people should not travel. So that was an advisory issued by the Chandigarh administration. In addition to this, Punjab University, which is situated in Chandigarh, is closed till 11th of May, and Punjab Haryana High Court, which is also situated in Chandigarh, has stopped its functioning for today. And however, the important and urgent matters are being taken up by the honorable justices.
All right, Gurmeet, also there were blackouts across Punjab and Chandigarh, as you mentioned, also due to heightened military alerts. How are authorities ensuring public safety and preventing panic among the residents out there?
See, authorities have clarified to the people and the locals over there that the people should not panic. Air defense system and other mechanism and infrastructure with the defense forces are quite strong, and there is no need to panic. People should just cooperate with the administration by the way of staying inside their houses, and specifically the border areas are being targeted, and all the border areas the blackout was imposed. As I have already told our viewers that Amritsar, Gurdaspur, Pathankot and Jalandhar and various other areas saw the blackout. Like in Amritsar, the blackout was there from 9 p.m. Yesterday to the 5 a.m. in the morning. And in Sangrur, the blackout started at 11 p.m. In the late evening, and which was there, it remained by the 5 a.m. in the morning. So in Pathankot and Chandigarh, Mohali, Patiala, Kapurthala and various other areas including Firozpur, Fazilka, there was a blackout, and people are again and again repeatedly being told that these are just the precautionary measures and they should not panic and spread rumors.
All right. Thank you so much, Gurmeet, for all those details from Jalandhar. And the Rashtriya Swayamsevak Sangh has congratulated the government and armed forces for Operation Sindoor. In a social media post on X, the RSS asserted that the operation has boosted national morale. The organization fully supports the military action against terrorists and expressed condolences to the victims' families. They also appealed to all the citizens to comply with the government and administrative instructions and cooperate with the army and civic administration to maintain national unity and security. And another big news, the 2025 edition of the Indian Premier League has been suspended indefinitely. The Board of Control for Cricket in India took the decision in wake of current security situation. New dates and venues are being reviewed. Remaining matches may be rescheduled soon, probably in August. And for more, we have Abhishek Mahajan joining us from the newsroom. Well, Abhishek, a big news this is that the IPL has been suspended indefinitely as of now.
Yes, Lipakshi, it's a huge step by the BCCI. In fact, the official statement is yet to come from the Board of Control for Cricket in India and Indian Premier League Governing Council. But yes, IPL has been suspended. It has not been cancelled, but it has been suspended, which effectively means that IPL 2025 edition, the matches, 16 matches that are remaining that will not be played. When those matches will be played, we currently do not know. So meeting will be held as far as the remaining matches are concerned. But yes, it's a huge step by the BCCI. BCCI top brass, the Mandarins, they sat together today early morning. And it had to happen, Lipakshi. We were getting the signals yesterday itself when the match between Punjab Kings and Delhi Capitals, it was called off midway. It was abandoned. And first, initially they were saying that it's a technical failure. The power has gone off, but then later it was decided to call off the match midway, and it has it has never happened in the Indian Premier League before. 11th over, the match was called off, and the spectators, people who had come to watch the match, they were asked to go to their respective places. And yes, but yes, when the matches will be played, when the remaining 16 matches will be held, we don't know. But the good news is that yes, all the players from Dharamshala, they have reached Delhi. We can tell our viewers from our sources that they have reached Delhi, but big challenge for the BCCI will be there are a lot of overseas players who are part of the Indian Premier League, and they'll have to be, airports, major airports are still open. So it will be interesting to see. Major challenge for the BCCI will be to help them reach their respective countries. But yes, we can tell from our sources that also Pakistan Super League, Lipakshi, it has been it has moved to the UAE. But yes, the confirmation that we can give is that IPL 2025 edition has been suspended. It has not been cancelled. When the remaining 16 matches will be played, we'll get to know in due course of time.
All right. Also, Abhishek, what about the remaining matches? Any idea when will they be rescheduled? Abhishek, am I audible? I think we lost Abhishek as of now. That's it from us. That's all for this edition of DD India News Hour. But let us know your thoughts on the news of the day. For those on the go, you can get all the latest news and updates from India and across the world on the DD India mobile app. The app is available on both Android and iOS platforms. Scan the QR code on the screen to download now. Well, we'll be back with more news as it breaks here on DD India. I'm Lipakshi Khurana from all of us in Delhi. Thanks for watching DD India News Hour.